Great shot.
For all exclusive interviews, betting blogs and much, much more, visit qsports.club, the new home of snooker.
Hi snooker fans, Curtis Braithwaite here for qsports.club. For all true snooker fans, we love to check the progress of our favourite players by seeing where they are ranked and who their next match is against. And for all this kind of info, we check out snooker.org. Now the rankings are very difficult to get right, as there are numerous different ranking lists, such as the European Order of Merit, the Race to the Masters, and many, many more. But the one man that gets it spot on all the time is Mr. Ranking List himself and the founder of snooker.org, Hermund Ardalen. Herman, how are you, mate?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. So Herman, tell us a little bit of the history of snooker.org and how it all started.
Well, we have to go all the way back to 1994. November it was. I've been thinking about starting a site for quite some time because there was really nothing on the internet about snooker at all. I mean, World Wide Web had just started. There was hardly any sites outside academia, really. So then suddenly I saw this site, World Snooker Archive, by Matt Braithwaite.
Okay.
So I think the same day in the evening, I put up my own site. So that was pretty much why. And in the beginning, it was just some links to whatever content I can find about snooker on the internet.
Okay.
But then later, December same year maybe, I started to mail a bit with Jonas Ödman from Sweden.
Okay.
He basically was subscribing to some snooker magazines. So whenever he got the magazines, he put down the results and sent them to me by email.
Okay.
I think Dubai Duty Free Classic and stuff were the first ones that we made results from.
Wow, some real old school tournaments then.
Really old school. And then of course it all started from there. In the next year, I think actually in 1995 was the first time I ran the Crucible contest.
Okay.
It's a way for people to tip the result of every match in the World Championship, and I've been running it ever since. So that's a lot of fun. Okay. Probably the one thing I have most fun with on the whole thing. But then, of course, later this went on for a while, just doing the results and stuff. But then in around 2000, I guess, I had to move.
Okay.
Because my time at university was over. So I moved the whole site to my new workplace, where I still work, and where the site still resides. It's not easy to move a site.
No.
That's something you don't want to do.
I can well imagine.
And the same year I also got invited to the European Championship in Stirling.
Yeah.
Because TSN, now known as 110 Sports.
Yeah, 110 Sport, yeah?
Yeah, they want me to talk to them about possible ventures.
Okay.
So I went down there and I watched some of the big players in the amateur scene and got to see Henry's trophy and his practice table. I also got to see and meet Janie Watkins.
Janie, yeah, I remember.
David Hendon. That was
stuff.
thrilling because I already knew them from online.
Yeah.
And you know, Janie Watkins and David Hendon are tremendous resources for snooker, online and offline.
Absolutely.
So then later, I mean, the name of the site was not Snooker.org in the beginning.
Okay.
It was a horrible name. It was www Snooker.
Okay.
Because at the time I started it, the World Wide Web thing was kind of big thing. It was new.
Yeah.
So to include that in the name was kind of nice. So there was another site called www Music Database.
Okay.
So I thought, well, that would look cool. But of course, later I got chatting with Nicolas de Boilly and Bart van der Hagen, and they offered me the domain snooker.org.
Okay.
That they had been using so far for Belgian sites. So I gladly accepted. I mean, it's a great domain to have.
Yeah.
And they just pretty much gave it to me. So, of course, later I changed the name to snooker.org to make it easier to say and to just use in general.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah.
So-
and also, if I may,
Yep.
then in 2010, up until 2010, I did everything pretty much statically, HTML-wise.
Okay.
There wasn't any database with the results and stuff. But then in 2010, PTC happened. And those draws and those tournaments, they were so big that was almost impossible
Yeah.
to do it just manually, putting down things. So that's when I created Scorekeeper,
Okay.
which is a way to register and show results and scores and rankings and everything in the system. So in the beginning, it was me and Tore, my friend here from Norway,
Yeah.
who did all the updates. Then this very nice guy from Hungary, Gabo Toth, came along and pretty much did all the updates for like, I don't know, 1.5 years.
Yeah.
That was a full-time job, man. And it has to be said that none of the people who helped me, they never get paid. There is no revenue in the site, so I'm very grateful for all the help I received. And later on, it was Eddie and Marco, Monique, Andrea, Julian, Furkan, Sylvia, and now also Lula, Ionel, and Adam. I hope I didn't forget someone. Well, and also Jaro from America. I helped me with the contests.
Okay.
So, yeah, and now we're also thinking about getting some apps, because there are a couple of guys working on apps now.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah, because I made this API. It's an interface for apps to use,
Okay.
so that will be interesting to see. And also we started to work with QTracker.
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed that. I've seen that.
Number one source for scores and results going backwards. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
And also, I know we're going to talk about rankings later. I mean, Matt Hewitt from Pro Snooker Blog.
Yeah. Matt does an excellent
Been
job as
a
well.
tremendous help.
Yeah.
Because we usually, when we make ranking lists, we usually look at each other's list.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that we didn't mess up or something. Usually I'm the one messing up, so I'm very grateful for his contribution there.
Yeah. Matt's a
that's
good
about
man.
it.
He's a good man. But it must make you extremely proud being the go-to site for all the rankings, you know? Like, I mean, for all our snooker fans, as soon as matches are finished and when tournaments are happening, the first thing we do after results at the end of the day is flick on snooker.org and check the latest list. So you must be pretty proud.
Yeah, but I'm also a bit, what do you say, anxious sometimes if
Okay.
I get something wrong. I mean, what will people think? So I'm trying to, that's basically the last few years, rankings has been one of the main focus areas of the site.
Yeah.
And I try to have them updated instantly whenever a match finishes. And that's not always the easiest way to do, but I think the last couple of years starting to look better, so they get quickly updated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really appreciate doing the rankings. That's one of my favorite tasks on the site too. Lots of numbers.
Great stuff. Now tell us your opinions on the state of the game at the moment. And are there any changes you'd like to see?
Well, we did talk about this a bit yesterday too, you and me and Kurt. And I mean, after Barry Hearn came,
Yeah.
the game has exploded really.
Yeah.
I mean, because for many years it just got smaller and smaller, fewer and fewer tournaments. So I was afraid of what's going to happen with snooker really. And he came along, and suddenly now there are like 20 tournaments going on. But I do think that 128 players on the main tour is a bit much. I think 64 right now would be more suitable. Maybe have a secondary tour where people could hone their skills and prepare for the main tour on the higher level.
Yeah.
And also, of course, I'm not a big fan of the shootout becoming a ranking event. But I mean, Barry Hearn probably knows what he's doing, so I'll just have to trust him on that one. Other than that, it's of course nice to see the game expanding into the rest of the world, because for so many years it's been a British dominance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's good to see the young Chinese, of course, and also the Thais.
Yeah.
And great to have Brekel and the others starting to show some results. So I think that will continue. The way Eurosport has covered the game in the last few years.
Yeah.
So many people around Europe especially have gotten to know the game. And also in Asia and hopefully the rest of the world will get to see more snooker.
Good stuff. Now, are there any up-and-coming players or ones to watch that you think for this season that could really do some damage?
Well, I have been looking at Xiao Xintong for a while.
Okay, Xingtong, okay.
Because he was like a wild card for a few years.
Yeah,
And he had this habit of just beating top players.
yeah,
when he was
easily
like,
as well.
I don't know, 14, 15 years old or something.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think he'll reach the top 16 quite soon.
yeah.
Let's say
Okay,
a couple, 3 years, maybe 2-3 years.
okay.
And also I think Bekel has been proving that he just rises and rises in the rankings all the time. I think he will continue doing that.
Luca Bracel, yeah?
Yeah, Luca Bracel.
Okay.
Now that he has improved his all-around game and not just doing the potting and the break building.
Yeah,
And of course, Oliver Lyons has
Yeah.
proven that he can really play.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And a couple of the really young Chinese too, like Shou Yulong and a few others. I think they're going to be big. And I really, really hope that Hossein from Iran
Oh, yeah, yeah.
will get the visas he require.
Yeah.
Because he seems to have a lot of potential. So hopefully he will be able to break through too once he gets to play all the tournaments.
Yeah, he's a very talented player, I was saying. Scores very heavily, but like you said, until he can really get that visa thing sorted out, it's a
Yeah.
little bit of a stop-start for him, isn't it? Because he
Yeah,
plays
it
in some
is.
events and not in some others, and it's a little bit difficult for him at the minute.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So there, you must have watched tons and tons of snooker, being so much into the rankings and whatnot,
Yeah.
but what's your most memorable match you've ever watched?
Well, I can't actually remember if it was. Well, you know, you can go way back to 1992 and stuff. Because for a brief period of time, BBC World actually showed the Snooker World Championship
Yeah,
live
yeah.
in Norway.
Ah, okay.
It was like 3 years. And then it ended. So before that, we didn't see anything. So we got to see some of the greatest finals between Henry and White, of course.
Yeah,
But other than that, the most memorable match is probably when Kurt played Neil Robertson. I'm not sure it was shown on television even. But I just remember the match so well because it was best of 7.
yeah,
And Neil Robertson, who was I think it was the reigning world champion, or the world number 1, or both.
yeah, yeah,
And he was leading Kurt by 3-0
Yeah.
and 50 odd up.
yeah,
And I mean, you're dead.
yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
then
sure.
Kurt came back and didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And just won that match.
Yeah,
That
I
was
remember watching it
fantastic.
4-3, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching it on yours.
And
yeah.
of course, also Kurt's match against Selby.
Oh, at the World Championships.
So close.
Yeah,
It
very
was
good
in
match.
10-9. And also qualifying for the championship was great.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus the
absolutely.
match they had against Xiao Guodong a couple of years back in the qualifiers. Matt from Pro Snooker Blog, now WPBSA,
Yeah,
still says it's one of his best matches he's ever been seen.
Yeah.
And I think so. There were so many big breaks and great games. So
yeah. They've had some tremendous tussles, Kurt and Gudong. It seems that every time they play, it's
Yeah.
5-4 to either player or 10-9. They're very,
Yeah.
very well matched.
And I said at the time that I think that both Xiao and Kurt will make the top 16. I still believe that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I firmly believe that too. So tell us, Herman, who's your favourite player?
Well, it's Kurt, of course. I have to
Okay,
say
being
that.
Norwegian, okay.
But also, I have to say Neil Robertson.
Right, okay.
Because I liked him before,
Yeah.
both his game and his looked like a nice person.
Yeah,
But then he came here to Oslo Snooker
yeah,
because he has some family here in Norway.
Yep.
So he comes here in the Christmas. And then he comes here to play against the locals.
yeah.
And once I had the privilege of interviewing him.
Okay.
And he was such a nice guy and very polite and patient.
Yeah,
And also we stayed for a while and talked to the guys. And yeah, so, and it was so professional
yeah,
when he came. I mean, he just borrowed the cue and he went straight down to the table, hadn't played there before, hadn't played with the cue. Immediately he was into the zone, playing great snooker.
yeah, yeah,
And he almost made it 147.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so those two are probably my favorite players and persons.
Yeah,
Of course, it's hard to deny that watching Ronnie O'Sullivan in full flow, that's also just fantastic.
absolutely.
And Steve Davis from the old days.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
he-
yeah,
I
yeah.
think he looks like a nice guy in general, and the way he handled getting older was fantastic. I mean, he stayed in the top 16 until he was 50 years old,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
was his goal.
Yep.
And he really didn't disappoint his fans ever. Yeah.
No, he's been a tremendous ambassador for the game, Steve. He's been
Oh yeah.
definitely. Now, I've heard that you're quite a decent player yourself, but with all the hours you put in doing the rankings, do you get a chance to play much snooker yourself anymore?
Once in a while, I play some. I wouldn't say I'm decent. I mean, I played more before. I guess I was almost okay, but I had some fine moments on the snooker table when you feel that you're actually in charge and the snooker table isn't. That's good to have those moments. Yeah.
Great stuff. And your highest break?
In tournament play it's 71, and in practice frames it's 87 a couple of times.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's all right.
Good stuff. Right, Herman, it's been excellent talking to you, and thanks a lot for your time. And all of us at Q Sports Club want to say keep up the great job that you're doing with the rankings, because you're definitely our go-to man, and we much appreciate the work that you do.
Thank you very much, and good luck with Q Sports Club. It looks promising.
Thank you very much.